Look at this. This is beautiful. I'm out here with the right folks. No nigga shit going on out here. I love it.
The disdain and disgust that black people have for black conservatives has nothing to do with politics. Because black conservatism has never ever been about policy. It's about assimilation. You see, because black people have been the one ethnic demographic in this country that has never been able to assimilate into white culture. You see, unlike every other community in this country, the only way for black people to assimilate into white culture and into these white spaces is by assimilating into white supremacy. You see, when other cultures want to assimilate into white culture, they don't really have to go as far as being proponents of white supremacy to do so. They really just have to do very small things, like changing the way they dress, changing the way they talk, changing the kind of schools that they go to, the clubs that they hang around, the people that they keep around them, the people that they choose to date. And these are the people that we would call whitewashed, right? These aren't people who aren't Hispanic or Jewish or Asian anymore. They're just more affiliated with white culture than, say, their own. But that tactic doesn't work for black people. We have to take it a step further if we want to be assimilated into these spaces. So oftentimes these black conservatives, they will start echoing things that you don't even hear Fox News say. They will disparage and shit on their own culture like no white person has ever done. They will go way further than they have to. They will study the history just so that they can lie about it. They will read up on the news just so they can spin it. They will listen to these podcasts, go to these black spaces, go to classrooms and learn all that they can so they can spin it. So when you're watching the Jubilee video with Amanda Seales and the 20 black conservatives, peep game. Because if you notice that entire time, 90% of that conversation was not about policy. It was not about politics. That was a cultural conversation from beginning to end. And this is why we hate black conservatives in a way that we don't hate whitewashed black people. Because whitewashed black people are playing a game that we know they won't win. They just don't know it yet. So in a way, we pity them. But black conservatives, no. They want access to certain kinds of white spaces, and they're willing to shit on their own people and hurt their own people so that they can get access to those spaces.
What in that?
We're with the right folks. It ain't none of that nigga shit going on out here. It's peaceful. It's quiet. Look at this. Look at this. Can't complain. I'm out here with the right folks. You know the vibes.
I know there's definitely grifters that would pretend like they've been there just to get clout off of knocking black people. You wouldn't do that. I'm assuming you've actually been to one of those grocery stores and that you used to go to those grocery stores and you are expressing genuine appreciation for not being in that environment. Why aren't the people that are in that environment going to this grocery store? Oh, because this grocery store is not in that neighborhood. Okay, got it. But still, you know, I mean, if it's such a nice store that, because they can't afford to. That's right. Okay, so they can't afford to come out here and go to that grocery store, pay prices. It doesn't make sense for them. Got you. Okay. Got you. So what you're telling me is that you came up financially and you can afford to be in this environment, in this neighborhood, and you want to make it about blackness? You want to make your financial come up and use that to slam black people? I mean, really, you're taking a shot at poor people. And just to quote myself from a previous video, let me know how far y'all want to go with this criminalization of poverty. Let me know how far y'all want to go with trying to elevate yourselves and prosecute a class war against the working class, because let me know how that works out, Black MAGA. Good luck with that one. So really what you're doing is that you are mocking poor and disenfranchised people, but calling them black. Now, is there a correlation between wealth and ethnicity? Funny you should ask that. That's going to go to a place you really not going to like.
Yeah, I'm out here with the right folks. It ain't none of that shit going on out here. You feel me? I don't live in the hood. I live around the right folks. And you know what kind of folks that is.
Got it. So we are going to readily admit.
I was number one person wearing a MAGA hat thinking that Trump was going to bring forth change, you know, and I caught a lot of bullets. And I think that that's kind of been the biggest disappointment, is that he didn't, at the end of the day, we just got it wrong with him. Or I don't know if it's just this time around, if this is who he is after the assassination. I don't know, but I don't regret learning. I don't regret growing. And I can say without question, I've always been honest. So I never said something that I didn't believe. And sometimes with more information.
Who's whispering to this guy's ear like freaking Grima Wormtongue from Lord of the Rings, but they're telling you wrong stuff, bro. Half of the people that I grew up with in this movement are not on Ben Shapiro and Mark Levin's team, okay? We aren't neocons. We aren't warhawks. We want America first. And if you make me choose between America first and MAGA, it's America first all day. That's what MAGA was supposed to be. You were just the best vessel for it, bro. Don't get it twisted.
But as bad as he is, as corrupt as he's gotten, the insider trading, all of it, I'm really glad he's differentiating, saying, you're not with me, because I'm not with you. I don't want to be at your cool, corrupt kid, Howard Lutnick, Jeffrey Epstein class table. Thank you so much for delineating that I'm not with you, a sinking, burning ship. He wasn't loyal to his original mission. He wasn't loyal to America, and he became a creature of Israel and Benjamin Netanyahu, and all of his never-Trumper enemies are now the courtiers with the madness of King Lear, telling him the lies and worshiping him the way he wants to hear it, and I am not one of those people.
This proves one of many things. The first thing, he shouldn't be in office anymore. Implement the 25th. He's not loyal to this country, and he's not loyal to anybody. Well, except for that little country in the Middle East. It's almost like he does what he's told. And the last president to tell that little country no was JFK, and we all know what happened to him. It's like Donald Trump. How can you call them losers when you lose to Bibi Netanyahu in Israel every single day? When's the last time you told them no to anything?
He said Brigitte Macron is far more beautiful than Candace Owens.
All I can say is he's blind.
That's all across the internet. Take your pick, left and right. People understand that message was really your basket of deplorables moment. I mean, even on Truth Social, your very own platform, they've turned on you. Let's go through just some of these responses, okay? What? You are way out of line. Most of these people, especially Alex Jones, have been your day ones. That's correct. Just to remind you, Trump, when no one would have you on, when no media company would have you on, Alex Jones had you on his show. This person continues, you need to take a step back and take a good hard look at who is whispering in your ear and get back to America first. Next person, Trump, you are just going against everyone that fought for him to win just because of the Epstein files and being at war with Iran for Israel. They didn't leave MAGA, MAGA left them. Clearly you are insane. Time to resign, Donald, or face the 25th. You are mentally and emotionally unfit to be POTUS. You are so childish. Clearly, the truth has triggered you, being one of your biggest supporters. I am done with you and your lies. Look at the mess that you have gotten our country into by bending the knee to a monster. I could go on, but I have to say that when I was looking online, in my view, what was the most brutal and sadly a recurring response all across social media was this. Take a look at this tweet about Charlie. People were saying that Charlie would be on this list if they hadn't killed him. Like I said, many people said that in different ways. Charlie would be on this list if they hadn't killed him. So you should probably take a second to fully absorb what is being implied there. What is being implied there is that there is no truth and there is no loyalty within you. And for that reason, I genuinely pity you. I am not angry. I am not upset. I don't want to rant at you. I believe you are in a situation that I would never want to be in, surrounded by advisors who hate you to their core, but they understand you. They know how to insulate you. They know how to watch you and encourage you to self-destruct because they perceive you as weak.
So I've been taking some walks around my neighborhood, and I'm now at the point of my surgery recovery where taking a 20-minute walk won't like take my whole day out. And I am noticing, you gotta remember, I live in a predominantly white neighborhood because I was adopted at birth by an entirely white family. And when I walk outside with my mom, I'll see our neighbors acknowledge her. But twice now, walking by myself, I've had to go out of my way to say good morning to these white people. And they like almost look surprised that like they have to interact with me. And it's very odd because it's interesting because they're not rude, they're not mean, but it's just like, oh, like I'm supposed to interact with you too? Like, yeah, bitch, you are. It's just, I don't know if we would like categorize this, here's another one, categorize this as a microaggression, but it is just very fascinating to see. Good morning. I didn't get anything that time. It's very interesting to see these white people running past me and not acknowledging that like, hey, there's a human being in front of you that you could say hello to. I don't know. It's good to be home, but the neighborhood has not grown much.
You and me, ready? People will not fight beside, behind, or for someone who is fundamentally disloyal. Okay? If disloyalty and deceit is in your nature, then I highly suggest that you combine it with silence. You can be what you are, but I would advise you do it quietly, Trump, because MAGA is no longer commanded by you, and you know it.
Unlike white people, when black people move into white neighborhoods or quote unquote white neighborhoods or stuff like that, we don't change anything. We actually conform. We change ourselves to fit their narrative. We change ourselves to fit into their neighborhood and their community. We don't go trying to change what they got going on at all. It's complete opposites.
80% of the criticism of Donnie is like his position on Gaza. Who cares? This is a guy who said out loud on camera, and then once again out loud on camera, defending the first time he said it, I'm going to tax white people more because they're white. Did anyone even notice that? No, because the people who don't like him don't care. Because they don't see a connection between what happens to those white people and what might happen to some group or cause they're interested in. They're unwilling to defend the universal principle. It's just more self-interest. How dare you say that about Gaza? Wait a second. This is a mayor of the biggest city just said he's going to tax white people more? Well, you're just saying that because you're white. No. I'm saying it because I'm a human being and a Christian, and that's not acceptable. Your leaders can't talk or think that way, or else it all just falls apart. And in a country that's the size of a continent with 50 component parts, it could fall apart really, really fast and become super, super ugly. And we are right on the brink of that.
Friend, I feel you, but you know what? Candace really tried it. She really tried it back in the day, and she was tap dancing for them fools. Now, I kind of like the streak she on right now. That's the only reason why I kind of feel.
We got to talk about how racist white people can't stand it when a single black woman moves in next to them, or a black family at that. Because you see, this documentary, this isn't a one-time occasion. This happens a lot, and I'm gonna share my experience. When I built my house in this neighborhood, I was single, and when I tell you I became the topic of conversation, the main character, these white people started fucking with me in ways that I never thought that they would. They vandalized my property. They stuck signs in my yards to mess with me. They would try to stalk me and watch me on social media to see where I was at so that they could mess with my yard. Called the police when I had a gathering that hadn't even started yet. There were 2 people at my house when I get a knock on the door. For what? There's no noise. There's no music playing. Reported me to the HOA, I think about 20 damn times at least. And then it was the weird shit like, oh, I get a new car, and now all of a sudden y'all all get new cars within the next 2 to 3 weeks. That's not a coincidence. Then the girl next door to me has the audacity to call my mom the B word, to call her out her name out of nowhere. At this point, I've been bullied by these people for years. And we had to call the cops, and they had to set them straight. If you ever talk to her again or say anything to her, you will be arrested. Because that's how much of an obsession they have to mess with me when I have done what to you except be black? I have done what to you except be black? and successful. When I tell you it burns their asses when a single black woman is living in a place that they don't think we should live, is doing the things that we shouldn't be able to do. Because how are you living next to me and you don't have a man in the house? Why are you driving a nicer car than me? Why are you dressing better than me? They cannot stand it. And it becomes dangerous, like this documentary, because all that was racism. Racism and the fact that you can't stand that the person living next to you does not look like you. Now, I know some of y'all gonna come, oh, not all white people are like that. No, I know not all of y'all are like that. But it happens. They really can't. And a lot of y'all were messaging me last night asking me if I need help or support. And I appreciate y'all. But I do want to let y'all know the trash took itself out. So I want to let y'all know very quickly what happened. Long story short, the ringleader on this side of me, her and her husband sold their house. They were my next door neighbors, okay? They're gone. Bye, Felicia. She had a little bestie on the other side of me. They were transpiring every day thinking, how can we fuck with Taylor today? Like literally obsessed with me, viewing my story every day. Not just them, their husbands too, which I find weird. Like, why are your husbands clocking me? They watch my story more than they watch your story. Anyways, she's alone now. That was her only friend in this whole damn neighborhood. So she alone and miserable, and I don't ever see her anymore. So bye, Becky. The people across the street from me that were also in on it, she found her husband on Tinder. He was cheating. Did I say that? But no, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the racism that black and brown people face in the workplace, because it's not just in the nice white neighborhoods. It follows us into work. I'll never forget the time this white woman told me, word for word, "You speak so well. You should use that to your advantage." I was 23 years old, first job out of college. My mom told me one day, someone that worked for her said, "How did you get that Rolex? Did you win it in a contest?" Because you know a black woman can't possibly own a nice Rolex with diamonds on the bezel, and don't let it have the gold on it too. She must have won it. It's the microaggressions, it's the comments, it's the oh, you're traveling outside the country? You're going to multiple countries outside of the country? How? You, unfortunately, you just got to keep some stuff to yourself when you're black and brown. Because the way people will switch up in corporate America when they find out certain things or see the car that you drive. So I saw this comment talking about how black people are typically stronger and more athletic because we were bred for over 400 years to be workers. And I just want to fucking scream, because what the fuck are you talking about? Black people were not bred to be athletes. We were born that way. What do you mean? My ancestors weren't these slingy, slanky looking people that y'all just brought over to America and then all of a sudden they're all big and bulky and athletic. No, we're born that way. It's in the DNA. In the DNA. We were born athletes. We were born strong. Our strength and athleticism is not a direct result of slavery. And mind you, I've heard multiple people say this. Like, they literally think, they literally believe that we're stronger because white people enslaved us. No, what happened was white people went to Africa, saw how big and strong we were, and then felt the need to oppress us.
One of them climbed up on the push bumper and began to dance on the push bumper. And then another two females came walking around the other way as well, climbed up on the side of the car. One was standing about right here, standing on and dancing on the hood. And then another one then climbed up on the wheel and then onto the hood of the cruiser as well. There's a small dent and a little crease here. You can see that we didn't decide to fix that at this point in time, and then there was a pretty significant scratch that was about probably from here to here.
You were able to somehow identify at least one or two of the people who were doing this. How'd you do that?
Correct.
With the help of the Northeast Ohio Regional Fusion Center, they were able to identify the women using facial recognition software called Clearview AI.
They also then do a little bit further investigation into social media accounts and other databases like that to try and further confirm the identity.
Remember, everything that gets put on social media is out there forever and may be used against you in a court of law.
The 3 ladies in question, 2 of you guys have been identified. There's warrants out for your arrest. You might as well come turn yourself in and get the ball rolling on your court case here.
Because it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. You're going to get picked up at some point.
People like to not talk about situations where like black people are in predominantly white areas, but I'm gonna tell y'all about it. So for the last 4 or 5 years, I've been living in a predominantly white area, grew up in a predominantly black county, went to school at HBCU, so on and so forth. And then as an adult, I decided to move to a predominantly white area. I like the area, I like all that it come with, and I feel comfortable living there, and I still do. But I would say one thing, palm colored people are not so comfortable with me. And no matter how long they see me, they still are not that much comfortable. They would rather have conversations with my dog than have conversations with me. Like full-blown conversations in the hallways, at the dog parks, full-blown conversations with my dog, and never acknowledge me. Like, I'd be like, dang, you would really rather talk to an animal than to talk to me. And I used to be offended, but now I'm like, girl, go ahead. Sometimes I do snatch my dog and I keep walking if they make it like a thing. Like, you're not going to keep talking to my dog. You're not keep talking to my dog and not acknowledge the mama. We ain't even doing it like that, because you know what you're doing. They also do little things like jump scare when I come around the corner. Like, am I frightening to you? Are you afraid? They'll do things like not hold the elevator. And sometimes I walk slow just so we don't have to have that awkwardness, because sometimes I walk slow, sometimes I just put my hand in there and open the elevator up. Like, did you think you thought you was about to leave me down here? Open this elevator up. I pay rent. What else do they do? Of course not speak. Sometimes we see each other in a hallway. Like, they will like look at the ceiling, look at the floor, look to the side. Like, I'll be like, hey, how you doing? Cause I'm comfortable and I ain't going nowhere. You're uncomfortable for what? But those are just a few things that I've learned while living in a predominantly white community, and I'm not going nowhere because I love it. I love it, and I don't understand why they're uncomfortable. It's not just me. It's a few of my people sprinkled out throughout my neighborhood and stuff. But we very, very near and few. But we in here.